Welcome back. Retail therapy is real, so many of us have found ourselves spending to relieve stress during these times.
True story. But our next guest is here to help redirect our dollars to get us more happiness for our buck. Here to tell us how we can spend our way to more joy this summer is our resident money expert, Melissa Leong. Nice to see you.
Hello, ladies.
Mel, let's get right into it, because in your book, Happy Go Money, which is amazing, you say we should be spending on experiences. So how can we go about that with all of these unpredictable lockdown orders?
You're right. I talk a lot about spending money on experiences as being a good use of your money when it comes to happiness. There are lots of studies that show that happy people actually spend 40% of a cash windfall on experiences. It gives you greater bang for your buck. It bonds you to people. There are wonderful memories. But how do we do that in a pandemic and socially distanced? Every day has been like Groundhog Day, right? And so it has been really important to plan experiences that are unique, that actually break up the monotony, that create beautiful memories. And so you can still do that with virtual experiences, and that will still connect you to other people. You know, first Friday of every month, my friends and I, we did an online activity. We did a live tour of Tokyo. We did a virtual escape room, a magic show. On Mother's Day, we had a performer perform for us, and I sent Mother's Day tea boxes to all of my loved ones. On Friday, we called my friends on Zoom and we synced up a horror movie, and we splurged by ordering popcorn and snacks from the real movie theater. And last summer, one of my favorite things that we did. Yeah, it was great. And I talk a lot during movies. I'm one of those like, shh. And so throughout I could express my horror, and my friends would say, Melissa, stop. But during the summer of last year, I had a private chef send a tasting menu to the house. And I set up this beautiful tablescape in my backyard. And I had one of my very good friends come and eat socially distanced. And that was beautiful. I think it's been really important to celebrate milestones. Like my husband and I did our anniversary last year, and we had a service set up a picnic spread for us.
I love that. Well, it's really beautiful. I mean, I know for me, like some of the most pleasurable experiences that I've had during this pandemic have been outdoors. And typically that's free, but you say with a bit of money, we can actually optimize our time in nature. So tell us about that.
Studies show that even 20 minutes in a park can improve your well-being. And so any money spent to encourage you to enjoy your outdoors is a win. I'm not talking about refinancing your home so you can drop a pool in the backyard, but last summer, when things were a little bit more relaxed in terms of rules, I did treetop trekking. I did apple picking with the family. Some money that we have spent to buy things. We bought Cube, which is a lawn game. You throw wooden pegs across the lawn, which has been really fun and great. We bought my son a bug catching kit. And now we know everything there is to know about bugs. Outdoor products are in demand right now. And so if you are trying to find something like a bike, a kayak, patio furniture, you might want to put an alert. Yes, you might want to put an alert using a secondhand ad service like Kijiji, for example. It'll notify you when a new product comes available, or check Facebook Marketplace, bidding wars, groups. That's how I found my kid's bike last year.
Oh, that's a good hot tip, because a lot of people are looking for bikes. But time outdoors and exercise is great for mental health and so important during this stressful time, obviously. And in a way, these feel like forms of self-care, which you also say is worth spending on. So what are your tips for this?
According to a recent survey, 98% of Canadians have adopted some self-care habits that they say will endure beyond the pandemic. So they've spent an average of $282 on some sort of self-care in the last 12 months. For me, that's looked like hiring a personal trainer for the first time ever to do at-home workouts, because I was experiencing some anxiety and I needed something to change in my life. So for you, if you have benefits, I would maximize that to make use of coverage for, a therapist, a naturopath, a chiropractor, a dentist. Oh my goodness, please do not put off seeing a dentist during the pandemic. My husband was trying to avoid seeing one because he had discomfort. Oh, he had discomfort in his tooth for the longest time. And then we had to pay for a $2,000 root canal like last week.
Oh.
So yeah, but I do also want to mention that study that I talked about, that survey that I just mentioned, lists one of the self-care habits to be online shopping. So I just want people to be mindful about the fact that shopping and happiness, there is a correlation. It's not what you think. It can feel good in the moment to buy something to alleviate stress or boredom or gain a sense of self-control or gain a sense of control during this time because you get this burst of endorphins when you buy something, right? But consumption can be like a drug. And when you buy something, the feelings, those dissipate. And then what you'll have after may be stress and guilt and regret having bought something that maybe is not part of your long-term plans.
Okay, next up is events and holidays. And experts say that with all this pent-up demand to spend, we could easily get carried away as events open up and everything's opening up. So what's your advice for more thoughtful spending as things slowly start to return to normal?
The joy that you feel waiting for something wonderful to happen, like every day before Christmas, is integral to happiness. So this anticipation that we feel looking forward to when things will be normal again, it's magical. It's wonderful. We can actually harness it. You can actually pay for something now to enjoy later, or maybe save money for something you're going to enjoy later. That could be an automatic deduction into a savings account. That could be jars, a jar for a spa day with the girls, a jar for your daughter's wedding and birthday extravaganza 2022, whatever it is. You want to hype it up. You want to get excited, put a chart on the fridge and get the whole family involved. That anticipation is important. Even planning a trip, actually, according to research, can give you a boost to your emotional immune system. People are often happier before a trip than they are after a trip. And so if you just price something out, start planning, you will feel better.
Okay, let's move on to charities, because so many causes and people behind those causes have caught our attention during the pandemic. And we know giving to charity boosts happiness. So how do we approach spending money on others strategically?
I'm glad you mentioned this, Jess, because worldwide surveys show that whether you are rich, whether you're poor, giving money to charity makes you feel more satisfied with life. And so you can do this in an empowered way because there are innumerable causes out there that call our attention. So you have to take a pause and decide what is important to you, what values are important to you, what you're most passionate about, and then look for a charity that fits with what you value. And so make sure you do a lot of research on the charity, make sure that you get a receipt, and maybe break up the amount of money you're going to give into different categories. So 50% to your charity of choice, 25% to your community, 25% to unplanned causes. And I would also just, involve your family and friends. One of my favorite memories from the last year has been I filmed a dinosaur movie with my kid and a friend. And I did a virtual movie premiere with a Q&A with the stars for our family and friends. And we raised money for a local charity. And it was a wonderful experience. Giving money to others, spending on your loved ones, giving money to charity, it is a great way to build up a tremendous sense of fulfillment and meaning during a really tough time.
As you know, time is money and we can't buy time, but you say we can buy things that save us time. So tell us more about this.
People who value time over money, they are happier people. And during the pandemic, some of us have had less time. Me with my kids at home, and some people have had more time. And so for people like me, it actually might be worth my while to spend a little money to buy some time so that I can allocate more minutes and hours to self-care. Also, we can take advantage of this imbalance that we have. The people who have more time on their hands, they've taken to side hustles, they're looking for extra ways to make money, and you can help them by looking at services like Upwork, like Fiverr, that lists freelancers, and find somebody who will help you with something in your life.
Melissa Leong, you're always leaving us with such great tips for how to spend smarter. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, ladies. It's always such a pleasure to see you.
We'll be right back.